Hi, this is Tanya back with the card of today for the 18th of March 2016. Lovely card today, but it's very bittersweet. So a lot of people don't like this card, but I actually really like it. I don't know if I'm quite macabre in some ways. I like a lot of the tarot that are challenging cards. I think we can learn that much from them ones. But anyway, today we have the Eight of Cups. Now, when this card shows up, it always says to me that there's been sort of a wake up call here. It's like the mist is cleared and you really have a clear picture of how things are in your life. We have 8 cups there. In other tarot cards, the cups are actually, there's half of them are spilt and half of them aren't. In this one, they're all standing, and it looks like, that they're all standing sort of in unison. So it looks like these have been built as well. This is something that has taken time to actually build. So it's something that's established. But the guy in the picture is not fulfilled, This card says that it's, like I say, we're talking about a wake-up call, but this is like, although things aren't devastating where you aren't really fully fulfilled neither, So this card is about actually leaving something behind, and usually it is like the life that you've been living, So this is why I'm saying it has a bittersweet feel to it, because it is a case of leaving something, but it's to move on to sort of pastures greener, really, this card speaks to me on a level of a spiritual level, but also on, I feel it's a card that is very connected with our life's journey as well. What happens is we can get into situations and times in our life that at one time we were very happy with and it was everything we wanted, but we then grow at different rates and different speeds to the people that the people and the things that we have had in our lives. So something that, say, 5 years ago brought us a lot of pleasure, a lot of joy, a lot of security, now might feel like it's holding us back a bit. And this is why I say that this card's a spiritual card. I mean, if we have a look, the moon is very prominent in that as well. And the moon always speaks of unknowns, And in this card, I really feel it's like the guy he's on his journey, he's leaving. He doesn't really know where he's going, so it's not like he's leaving for something or he's leaving to go and do something else. He just knows that he cannot stay in his present situation anymore, and this is why I say it's a really spiritual card. It's like something is calling to you and you have to go and answer it. You have to go on this search to see what it is that you're actually looking for, And I feel the more you stay where you are and ignore this voice or continue to hear it and don't take action, this is when you really start to feel that you're losing some of yourself, or the time is ticking, or you've got to. This is sort of. It's a feeling that you've got to move, a real like compelling feeling, It's like your soul is being sucked where you are, or in the situation where you are, So it's time to move this, So it also talks a lot. I've mentioned it there before, but it's about outgrowing things as well, and there is a sadness linked to this because we would love everything to go along in the way that, it was meant to be and things like that. But that isn't life. And I always say that everything in life has a shelf life, It's sort of, if you can imagine, say, putting a piece of fruit in the fridge and not eating it, that piece of fruit is beautiful, it's lovely, it's exactly what you wanted. But then if you don't eat it and you leave it there, it will eventually start to rot and fester. and it will start to stink, and it will start to sort of penetrate into everything else in the fridge, and it will start to decay. And, this is how I feel this card is, something that was exactly what you wanted at one time has over time started to decay. And the longer you stay there, the more chance it has of tainting you, of repulsing you, I think as well. It's like I say, it's time to move. It's time to get on your way. And it's sort of like your dream is calling you. And you have to answer it now. You cannot ignore that little voice anymore. You cannot ignore it. And it's like, I really want you to trust in the universe with this. It's like trusting the universe, but trusting yourself as well, because you are strong enough to get through this, and when I feel you do, and when I feel you start on this journey, there's going to be a huge weight taken off, but it's also bringing, if we have a look at his cloak, it's red. This is a security. And although he doesn't know where he's going, he's secure within himself. We have rocks either side of him, but he's there. He's started his journey. He's leaving like the stuff behind that needs to be like left behind. And this card always says that it's like, what is real for you now? I think you've done this is what I'm supposed to do, this is how things should be, and the fulfillment still wasn't there. So it's like, right, okay, what works for you? And this is about going on a quest, going on a spiritual journey, and actually finding this. What I always feel is interesting with this card as well is it's sort of like the story in Zen, and the guy goes away to find himself, but all he discovers is that he already knows. I was listening to a friend's video today, Wolverine Yogi, I think that's his name on YouTube, and he's a wonderful guy, but he was talking very honestly and frankly about his journey, and how he got to where he was. And what he said is that all he is doing is remembering what he'd forgotten, and that's so beautiful, because that is exactly what we do when we start off on our journey, our authentic journey, and we're doing it for ourselves and for nobody else. We keep getting these snippets coming up of things that we have already known, things that we felt, things that we thought years and years and years ago. We just didn't understand them then. And now, because we've been in this journey, we've built our cups up, we've been through a lot of different things. We now sort of understand them a bit more. And when they present themselves with us again, rather than it being a eureka moment, like, oh, wow, is that what I'm supposed to be doing? It's sort of like, right, okay, I remember that, So like I say, a real spiritual card, this, the moon indicates as well that, the moon's lighting his way, but it also indicates that there's unknowns there, and there is unknowns. He doesn't know where he's going. He just knows that he will end up there eventually. This guy isn't lost. He just doesn't know where he's going. And there's a huge difference with that, So it's time to really turn your back on the past here. The past is gone, and I think there's a real realization about this now. Anything that you are holding on to, anything that you are hankering after, let it go, because there's better in your future, and if we have a look, he's not even turning back. He's not even turning back with sadness. He said his goodbyes and he's walking away, and he's walking into the future. It's also this card as well. This card looks like it's nighttime, but after the dark always comes light. The morning will come, and once the morning comes, then his path will be clearer. So this card is, like I say, it's going on a discovery for peace, a discovery on your mission, a discovery on where your life is going, so it's quite exciting in a way. And I feel once he goes on this journey, I mean, if we remember the other day, we had the Nine of Cups, and this is all about happiness and contentment. So that comes after this, you know. So he's making the right move. He's doing what he knows deep down and what his soul has been crying out to him to do for a long, long time, you know. And I feel once he gets around that corner, once he sort of gets around that cliff, you know, he's going to find this sense of peace within himself that he's been longing for such a long time. You know, it's just around the corner. So like I say, I hope you can understand there why I like that card. Yes, there is the sadness because you leave something behind, but, you know, sometimes in life we've got to do that. You know, everything is transient and we have to move on. And if we do that, knowing that we're doing right, knowing that we've done right in the past, but knowing that it's now our time to go on our journey and, you know, find out more about ourselves, because it's a real soul searching card, that, you know, and that's why I think it's so beautiful. You know, I like the Eight of Cups. I know a lot of readers get like a sadness feeling. You know, I've talked to readers about this before, but I always get like a little bit of excitement. You know, it's starting anew and you don't know what's coming, but you know that it is going to be beneficial for you in the long run. So I hope you like the Eight of Cups. It's I'll be back tomorrow. I know I said I wasn't going to do the Saturdays and Sundays, but I will tomorrow because I don't actually have time to do the Saturday and Sundays today. So I completely forgot about that, but I'll be back tomorrow and I'll do the Saturday one and I may do the Sunday and one with that as well. Thank you for watching these videos again. Thank you for the comments. You know, there's some lovely comments that I got left on the YouTube page today and on Facebook, you know, and I really liked how I think it was Sheila said how my readings were quite original. You know, I like that, but I never know what is going to come out. I sit down and I allow myself one take and that's it. So that's why they're not polished and they're not scripted either, you know, but it's just whatever I'm feeling. So thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely weekend and I'll be back tomorrow with the card of today. Satnam.